As the region's candidate, I urge that we go to Addis Ababa united behind Right Honorable Odinga.
So you are going to be on the show. Zero. I can't.
Who are you?
Deserts of Sahara and the Kalahari, on the lakes of great rifts.
Credentials, but he is also the ideal candidate to lead the Africa Union Commission. Accordingly, Kenya endorses his candidature unreservedly, and we commit wholeheartedly to support his candidature, his vision, and his leadership. He embodies extensive experience and a deep understanding of both African affairs and global dynamics, which are crucial for leading the Africa Union further into the center of global affairs and closer to the hearts of the African people. Excellencies, I present to you a visionary Pan-African, a bold and wise leader, a professional and technocrat, as well as a towering statesman and a veteran mobilizer for positive change. I am confident that he will give his utmost and do all it takes to make Africa proud and Africa powerful. I think the lion story is apt. To assist in making the case for Honorable Odinga's candidature, I also unveil the Secretariat, which will be led by Kenya's Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary, Rais and Ambassador Elkanah Odembo. It will also include a diverse membership drawn from 5 regions of the Africa Union. The assignment we are called upon to undertake at the Africa Union Commission is the work of all Africans, for all Africans, and a noble cause to bring our peoples and nations in touch with the promise of the glorious future we all deserve. A new chapter in our common journey has begun. We shall travel on this road to freedom and democracy, stability and security, peace and prosperity with all our people, all our leaders, governments, and with all our partners throughout the world. And I'm happy that the global community is represented here by our ambassadors. We take this assignment very seriously, and we have entrusted it to our most capable steward. On behalf of the people of Kenya, I wish the Honorable Raila Odinga success as he makes his case to be elected as the chairperson of Africa Union Commission. I am highly indebted to each and every one of you, heads of state, leaders of delegation, and friends, for taking part in this historic event for Kenya, for East Africa, and it's my prayer that the Honorable Raila Odinga will be elected the chair of the Africa Union Commission. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless our East African region, and God bless our continent, Africa. Now it's my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to request a few people to make some remarks. Then I will ask my colleagues, heads of state, to make their remarks as well. Let me ask, by way of beginning, General Retired James Kabarebe from Rwanda to come and make very brief remarks. Welcome, my friend. You can come and make it here.
Your Excellency President William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored on behalf of Rwanda, representing President Kagame, to be here today in Nairobi to witness the official launch of Honorable Raila Odinga's campaign for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission. My sincere thanks to His Excellency President William Ruto for inviting Rwanda to witness this gracious occasion. As we gather here today, it is essential to reflect on the significance of the African Union Commission. The African Union Commission is the engine of our collective efforts to drive Africa towards unity, peace, and prosperity. The chairperson of this vital body must be somebody with a deep understanding of the complexities of our continent and the ability to steer us through the challenges we face in the 21st century. Today, we stand at a pivotal moment in Africa's journey towards greater unity, prosperity, and global footprint. It is therefore with immense pride and confidence that we gather here to launch the campaign of a leader whose name is synonymous with the relentless pursuit of democracy, development, and the African spirit, that is Raila Odinga. Honorable Raila Odinga is a name that resonates not only within Kenya, but across the African continent. His contributions to the struggle for democracy, good governance, the development in Kenya are well known, and his influence extends far beyond his country's borders. Honorable Raila has demonstrated time and again that he possesses the wisdom, experience, the leadership necessary to bring about the transformation that Africa needs. His commitment to the African cause, his relentless pursuit of justice, and his deep sense of responsibility to the people make him an ideal candidate for this role. As we launch this campaign, I call upon all African leaders and the citizens to support a candidate whose Pan-African credentials are not in doubt, and ensure that the African Union Commission is led by someone who is champion of the interests of all Africans to foster unity and to work tirelessly to achieve the goals we have set for ourselves as a continent. Africa deserves a leader who can bridge divides, foster cooperation, and ensure that the African Union remains a strong and united force on the global stage. Raila Odinga has demonstrated time and again that he is capable of bringing people together, of driving forward the agenda of development, and of standing firm in the face of adversity. His leadership is what Africa needs at this critical time. Let us show the world that Africa is ready to take its destiny into its own hands, to speak with one voice, and to work together for a betterment of all our people. By electing Honorable Raila Odinga as chairman of the African Union Commission, we will be making a powerful statement about our commitment to a stronger, more cohesive, and more prosperous Africa. Together, we can make African Union stronger, more united, more responsive to the needs of our people. In conclusion, let us remember that the success of this campaign is not just for Honorable Raida's success, it's Africa's success. It is the success of every African who dreams for a better future, of a continent that is united in purpose and strong in its resolve. Thank you so much, and may God bless Africa.
Thank you very much, Minister, for that statement. Let me now request Baba, the Honorable Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, to make a few comments.
I am not as short as you think I am. Your Excellency, President William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, President Museveni, the doyen of East Africa, and the President of Republic of Uganda. My sister, Your Excellency, the President of Tanzania, Madam Samia Suluhu Hassan, Your Excellency, President Salva Kiir, the Chair of East African Community, and the President of South Sudan. My dear colleague, General representing the President of Burundi, my dear colleague, General representing the President of Rwanda, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, my friend, my brother, and my dear sister, Mrs. Odinga. My dear colleague, President Kikwete, when you came in this morning, you wanted to sit where there was a flag. And I said to you, you and I are now men without flag. distinguished diplomats, distinguished brothers and sisters from Africa, distinguished friends of Africa, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. President Ruto, I want to thank you and salute you, because what we are doing today is unprecedented. We've never had occasion like this, where we had a candidate, and the candidate is giving so much support at home, like you have given Raila. And not only that, not just making him a candidate of Kenya, but a candidate of East African community. From what you have said and what Raila himself have said, we need a person at this critical stage of our development in Africa, but at this situation, the present situation of the world, where we have a fractured world, a world ridden with conflict and wars. Some experts said we now have 57 wars going on in the world. A situation where war is going on in Europe, and we are suffering from hunger in Africa. A situation of insecurity, instability, unpredictability. And instead of common security and shared responsibility and shared prosperity, we are wallowing in poverty. And we cannot get out of this unless we put our house in order and we do what we have to do individually, as countries in Africa, and collectively as a continent. Prime Minister Raila said we will have AU visa. I'm waiting for it. And I will never stop asking you for it when you get there. And the reason is this. On a few occasions, I've been invited to countries in Africa, and I couldn't attend or answer the invitation because I couldn't get visa for the country that invited me. And And as you rightly said, 35 visas to go through Africa. And some of these visas, it takes weeks before you get them. So if you are trying to get 35 visas to visit countries in Africa, it will take you a year. That is not the way that we can make progress. But more importantly, and I know you, all that President Ruto has said about you, I will only put it in one word or describe or add to it in one word, just to say, I concur. Because I know you. And as I said yesterday, knowing you has been a blessing. And I don't know whether I should also say the other part of it here. Because by knowing you as far back as the beginning of 1990s, you made me to come here in 1995 to go to Kisumu where we were yesterday. And I was part of that last honor we did to Karamoji Odinga. When I returned home in Nigeria, I was accused of coming to Kenya to join the opposition to topple the government of Kenya. And I was also accused of planning coup in Nigeria. That landed me in prison. So your invitation for me to come to Kenya in 1995, am I not keeping my mouth shut when I got back home, landed me in jail. So knowing you have been a blessing, because if I haven't gone to jail, maybe I wouldn't have become president of Nigeria. But President Ruto said, you will be making Africa proud and powerful. You are right, Mr. President. You will do more than that. You will make Africa proud. You will make Africa powerful. You will make Africa peaceful. And you will make Africa prosperous. We need it all. But you can count on our support. And you have seen it here. But what is going on today here also means extra responsibility on you and extra responsibility on us. Because if we have supported you and you get there, we have responsibility to make sure you succeed. We will do our part. We pray that God will make you do your part. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Baba. Let me, because you concurred with me, let me also concur with you. And that you have put it better than I did. And my good friend, the Honorable Raila Odinga, now the phrase is, you make Africa proud powerful, peaceful, and prosperous, as Baba has put it. Let me also, I don't want my brother, my senior brother, Jakaya Kikwete, in trouble. When he walked into the room, he didn't want to sit where the flag was. In fact, he is the one who said, "Where do I sit? There are so many flags here." And he sat where there was no flag. But when I tried to ask him, "So how is Tanzania?" he told me, "I'm not the right person to answer that question. Wait for the person who is coming to sit next to this flag. She will tell you how Tanzania is." So that is the humility of Jakaya Kikwete. And let me ask you, former President Jakaya, to make some very brief remarks, if you can. I know the remarks for Tanzania will be met by somebody else.
Your Excellency President William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, Heads of States and Government present, my senior brother Raila Amolo Odinga, and your beautiful wife. Well, I've been asked to say something, but I'm part of my president's delegation. She's going to speak on behalf of Tanzanians. That also includes me. So all that I can say today is thank you for the invitation. I felt greatly honored, but more importantly, congratulations, my dear brother Raila, for being nominated by your country, by your president, supporting your candidature. All I can say is I wish you the very best, and I'm sure if you get that position, Africa will get the best. With those many words, thank you.
Now you confirm what I said. Let me take this opportunity to ask the Prime Minister of Burundi, General Gavais Ndirakubosha, to make some remarks. Karibu.
I'm very sorry because I wanted to speak in French. Okay, thank you. Excellence, Monsieur William Samuel Ruto, President de la République du Kenya.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto.
Excellences, Mesdames, Messieurs les chefs d'État ici présents.
Excellencies, Heads of State present.
Excellences, Messieurs les chefs de gouvernement ici présents.
Excellencies, Heads of State and Government as well.
Monsieur Raila Amolo Odinga, candidat à la présidence de la Commission de l'Union africaine.
Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, candidate of the African Union Chairperson.
Distingués invités, tout protocole observé.
Distinguished guests and esteemed guests.
Permettez-moi d'abord, avant tout, de remercier l'Éternel, notre Dieu Tout-Puissant, qui nous a permis de nous retrouver dans cette belle place de la présidence de la République du Kenya.
Permit me, Excellency, in the name of our Lord, to thank you for allowing me to be here in your beautiful country.
Que son nom soit loué. C'est pour moi un réel plaisir d'être ici devant cette auguste assemblée à l'occasion de l'annonce officielle de la candidature de l'honorable Raila Amolo Odinga à la présidence de l'Union africaine.
It is a great pleasure for me, Your Excellency, to be here in this occasion of the launching of the candidature of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for the African Union Commission Chairperson.
Je salue également l'accueil et l'hospitalité qui ont été réservés à la délégation burundaise.
I also thank you, Your Excellency, for the warm welcome and hospitality that I have received, as well as my Burundian delegation.
Au nom de son Excellence le Président de la République du Burundi, que je représente dans ces cérémonies et à mon nom propre, je remercie son Excellence William Samuel Ruto, Président de la République du Kenya, pour l'invitation qui a été réservée à notre pays.
In the name of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Burundi, who I represent today in this ceremony, and on my own behalf, I would like to thank His Excellency President William Samuel Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, for this invitation that was accorded to my country.
Excellence, Monsieur le Président, le peuple burundais et kenyan sont des peuples frères. Nous avons des relations de fraternité et de coopération de longue date.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, the Burundian people and the Kenyan people are a brotherly nation. We have relations of fraternal and cooperation.
Le Burundi ne peut rester insensible quant à l'invitation en provenance d'un pays frère comme le Kenya.
Burundi could not resist this invitation in the name of our brother Kenya.
C'est cette raison que suite au conflit d'agenda que le chef de l'État burundais, qui avait voulu prendre part personnellement à ces événements, m'a envoyé pour le représenter, transmettre ses salutations les plus cordiales et chaleureuses à vos excellences, Monsieur le Président de la République du Kenya, et à tout le peuple kenyan.
And it is for this exact reason, Your Excellency, that the head of state of Burundi sent me personally to convey his greetings, his warm salutations to Your Excellency the President and to the entire Republic of Kenya.
Depuis très longtemps, nos ancêtres, je suis sûr et certain que nos populations faisaient des échanges avec des mouvements de va-et-vient de part et d'autre. C'est-à-dire que les Burundais allaient au Kenya et les Kenyans visitaient le Burundi depuis très longue date.
Our long-time relations, Your Excellency, have enabled our populations and our people to have certain exchanges, movement from one country to another, and it is for that reason that Burundians visit Kenya and Kenyans visit Burundi as well.
Aujourd'hui, ces relations se sont fortement renforcées avec l'élimination de certaines barrières et l'ouverture régionale. Nos deux pays sont des partenaires fiables dans beaucoup de domaines de la vie et ont signé beaucoup d'accords de coopération et nous sommes liés par un destin commun au sein de la très prestigieuse communauté des pays de l'Afrique de l'Est.
Today, Your Excellency, our relations have been reinforced with elimination of certain barriers that have allowed our movement in the region. Our two countries have partnered in many domains and have signaled a lot of cooperation between each other, and that will give us a common destiny and a prestigious community that is of the East Africa community.
Excellences, Monsieur le Président du Kenya, Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs d'État, distingués invités, le peuple kenyan est un peuple brave et courageux, avec une histoire glorieuse dans la lutte pour la dignité de l'homme africain. En témoignent différentes initiatives en matière de la recherche de la paix et de l'entente entre les peuples en Afrique et dans le monde.
Excellency, Mr. President, the Kenyan people are a brave and courageous people with a glorious history, with dignity, with human dignity, different initiatives, especially in the field of research and also in the aspect of peace.
C'est pourquoi on ne s'étonne pas de voir parmi vous quelqu'un qui aspire à jouer un rôle clé au sein de la plus grande instance panafricaine. Nous savons bien que le candidat honorable Raila Odinga a les aptitudes et le profil qu'il faut pour remplir sa tâche en tant que président de la Commission de l'Union africaine.
We are all aware, Your Excellency, that the candidate today, Right Honorable Odinga, has a high profile. He's a Pan-Africanist and has all the qualities that it takes to become the president of the African Union Commission.
Le gouvernement kenyan ne s'est pas trompé en le soutenant par cette annonce officielle et solennelle de cette journée du 27 août 2024.
And that is why the government of Kenya today has decided to launch this official announcement of his candidature on this day, 27th August 2024.
Nous ne pouvons pas néanmoins passer sous silence que M. Raila Odinga aura nécessairement en face de lui d'autres candidats de taille dans le respect du principe de rotation.
We are all aware that Mr. Raila Odinga has gone through a lot and is in respect and has the respect of the entire continent.
Face à cette campagne qui débute, le Burundi souhaite prendre succès au candidat du Kenya à la personne de Raila Ombaro Odinga pour toutes les démarches qui seront entreprises avant le mois de février 2025, où les élections se feront à la présidence de la Commission et des différents postes de commissaires.
As he continues with his campaign, Burundi wishes the candidate of Kenya, Right Honorable Amolo Odinga, all the best in his campaign and also in the elections that are to happen in the month of February 2025.
Nous ne doutons pas que M. Raila Odinga serait choisi pour présider aux destinées de notre continent. Il permettra d'atteindre la vision de l'Union africaine qui est celle d'une Afrique intégrée, prospère et pacifique, dirigée par ses propres citoyens et représentant une force dynamique sur la scène mondiale et la réalisation de l'agenda 2063.
We as Burundi have no doubt that Right Honorable Raila Odinga will preside over the destiny of our continent. He has the vision of the African Union, which is an integrated Africa, a prosperous Africa, a Pacific Africa, one that is led by proper citizens and represented by a dynamic force.
Pour terminer, Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République du Kenya, je voudrais vous transmettre la silence de Son Excellence Evariste Ndayishimiye, Président de la République du Burundi, et du peuple burundais, que le Burundi soutient entièrement la candidate de l'honorable Raila Odinga au poste de président de la Commission de l'Union africaine en guise de reconnaissance des liens particuliers d'amitié qui unissent nos deux peuples et du sentiment d'appartenance à une même communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est qui nous demande d'être un seul peuple et un seul destin.
As I conclude, Your Excellency, Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya, I would like to convey the assurances of His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, as well as the Burundian people, that Burundi is entirely behind the candidature of Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for the post of the President of the Commission of the African Union.
Je voudrais encore une fois remercier le Président de la République du Kenya, William Samuel Ruto, et de tout le peuple kenyan pour l'accueil et l'hospitalité qui m'ont été réservés ainsi qu'à toute ma délégation.
I reiterate once again my thank you, His Excellency Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya and also the Kenyan people for the warm accord and hospitality that I have received as well as my delegation.
Je souhaite également ainsi bonne chance au candidat honorable Raila Odinga. Que Dieu l'aide à aller toujours de l'avant et jusqu'au bout.
I would also like to wish Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga all the best as he continues with this journey and that the Lord will go before you.
Que vive la fraternité, l'entente et la coopération mutuelle entre peuples africains. Que vive l'amitié entre le peuple kenyan et burundais. Je vous remercie.
To the fraternity and cooperation, mutual cooperation of our African people, to the friendship between the Kenyan people and the Burundian people, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. Let me also take this opportunity. I had sent an invitation to the President of Somalia, and he had confirmed, but yesterday he made a call to me that because of issues that went beyond his control, he didn't manage to come today, but he sends his apologies. Let me take this opportunity now to invite my elder sister, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the Republic of Tanzania, our neighbors. Karibu sana, Mheshimiwa.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, heads of state and government here present, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, our candidature, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank Your Excellency President Ruto for the invitation and for the exceptional hospitality accorded to me and my delegation. As you may know, back in Tanzania, they fondly refer to me as Mama. So it gives me added pleasure to be at this event in support of the great statesman of Kenya, fondly referred as Baba, who is my kaka. Excellencies, when we were establishing the African Union in 2002, Africa recalled the heroic struggle waged by its people and respective countries for political independence, human dignity, and economic emancipation. This collective recollection of the sacrifices by our forefathers remains the bedrock of which rests our shared ambition of the African Union. It is heartening to see the progress made by the AU since then, including advances in implementing Agenda 2063, rolling out of the African Continental Free Trade Area to enhance intra-African trade, and our Union's achievement of G20 membership, marking a significant step in Africa's global representation. Excellencies, despite the progress made, it is incumbent upon us to ensure that the AU remains firmly united and able to meet the noble goals we have set. In doing so, a number of aspects must be addressed. Topmost is completing the institutional reforms aimed at enhancing accountability. Related to this is strengthening the Union's capacity to silence the guns on our continent. In the same vein, the AU needs to drive Africa's development agenda by ensuring realization of its infrastructure development plans and connectivity. Globally, we must ensure that our voice, Africa's voice, heard loud and clear in global conversations. From climate change to a just energy transition, from development cooperation to fair trade, and from development of international law on artificial intelligence to global governance. It is with all this in mind that the government of the United Republic of Tanzania endorses the candidature of Right Honorable I'll repeat. It is with all this in mind that the government of the United Republic of Tanzania endorses the candidature of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for the position of chairperson of the African Union Commission. Tanzania know Odinga as Pan-Africanist leader who believes not only in the promise of African integration, but also in its practicality. He has maintained close relations with successive generations in Tanzanian leaders, as well as with many African leaders and partners who hold him in high esteem. He is well versed with the development concerns of our continent. It is based on his breadth of experience that he was charged with expediting Africa's integration through infrastructure development. Engineer Odinga knows full well what our union needs to do to meet the infrastructure development gaps critical to unlocking Africa's potentials. Personally, I know Baba Odinga, my kaka, not only as a wise statesman, but also as one who can make a strong case in advancing Africa's development priorities. As such, we firmly believe that he has what it takes to transform the vision of the Assembly into tangible outcomes for our people. Excellencies, with Right Honorable Raila Odinga, we envision an African Union that is ever strong, that is championing Africa's socio-economic development, and that ensures Africa's voice takes center stage globally. It is by attaining these aims that we will honor our people's heroic struggle for political independence, human dignity, and economic emancipation. It is on this note that the United Republic of Tanzania assures Republic of Kenya of its full support for the candidature of Right Honorable Raila Odinga for the position of African Union Commission chairperson, and Tanzania says, Baba anatosha, achaguliwe. Asante sana.
Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Rais. I will not pretend to speak any Kiswahili in front of you. Naweza kujiingiza kwa matata. Let me now take this opportunity to request His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan and Chair of the East African Community. Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, heads of states and governments present, members of diplomatic corps, honorable members in the House, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you warm greetings from the people of South Sudan and thank you, Mr. President, for your invitation to visit Kenya once again. Today, we are gathered here as Pan-Africanists to endorse the candidature of Right Honorable Raila Odinga to bid for the African Union chairperson. I want to commend President Ruto for demonstrating leadership and courage for Kenya to nominate Right Honorable Raila Odinga as the region's candidate. My presence here today is to confirm that South Sudan's endorsement of this decision is in place. I have known Right Honorable Odinga I have known Right Honorable Raila Odinga for many years, and his Pan-African commitment and consistency. His consistency is admirable. His zeal and ideas for Africans' prosperity and progress would be of great value to the African Union. We can count on him as a chairman of the East Africa community. I strongly appeal to the region to rally behind Right Honorable Odinga and adopt him as the region's candidate. I urge that we go to Addis Ababa united behind Right Honorable Odinga. Let this campaign be region campaign. Let us talk to our friends across the continent so that Right Honorable Odinga can be the next chairperson of the African Union. I have a story to tell you, and you can take it to him. Musa Faki, the outgoing chairperson, approached me when he was about to step down and told me that I should support him. to become the chairperson of the African Union. I told him, my friend, I have no problem with you, but you know that we are blocs. I belong to bloc of East Africa. I cannot therefore go and vote for you. He is angry with me up to this day. But that is what happened. Our friends across the continent, we have to talk to, so that Right Honorable Odinga become the only choice for the East Africa community. May the Almighty God grant you wisdom, courage and good health as you preside over the affairs of our beloved continent. Your Excellency, Mr. President, please be assured of my highest consideration and esteem. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of Sudan, South Sudan, and also Chair of the East African Community. With a lot of humility, now it is my singular honor to invite the one and only Mzee in our region, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, and our elder and leader. Mzee, karibu.
His Excellency President William Ruto, the President of Kenya, Their Excellencies, the Presidents, Heads of State and Government who are here, all the other leaders of delegations, the members of the diplomatic corps, and everybody who is listening. I have been actively involved in the struggles for Africa for now 64 years. I'm not counting the earlier years when I started following the events in the world, because I remember 1956, the Suez crisis. But when I was actively involved, it's now about 64 years. Now, during this time, along the way, our movement came to distill what we thought is the problem. in political management. The problem we distilled was, in the same way as there is medicine for human beings, where you have a doctor, and the doctor has patients. This doctor must accurately diagnose the sicknesses of his patient. If he makes a misdiagnosis, the patient will not be healed, and he may even die. Now, in the same way, as we have diagnosis and prescription in medicine, we need socio-economic doctors. If you want to be a manager of human society, you must be careful about the socio-economic diagnosis. Because all these crises you see, they are caused by that, by misdiagnosis. Now, in the case of Africa here, by the 1960s, mid-60s, our student movement had sort of started asking the right questions. And when we looked at our society here in Africa, the question was, what is the sickness here? What is the problem? Some people are saying the tribes were the prescription, tribes, religion. But if the tribes are the answer, then why the tribes are there? The tribes are there, the clans are there. Then what is lacking? Because those are there. But the problems are also there, as you heard our leaders saying. Therefore, in our humble way, we came by 1965, we had come to the conclusion that the main sickness in Africa, certainly in Uganda, was lack of prosperity. Lack of prosperity. Umasikini. That was the main deficiency, if you want to talk in medical terms, in these societies. Now, if prosperity is the main deficiency, what then is the prescription? Because when you talk about tribes, when you talk about religion, when you talk about all that, they are not answering the issue of prosperity. And they are there. They are there. So, zipo. Kwa hiyo, tunakosa nini? Kwa sababu hivi vyote vipo. Makabila yapo. Madini yapo. Gender issues, wanawake wapo, vijana wapo. So, what is lacking? That's why we said what was lacking was prosperity. Prosperity means to have enough food, have good shelter. You can describe it. Education, health. But in order to get prosperity, if that is the main deficiency, what do we need to get it. Now, there was a lot of waste of time on the issue of how to get prosperity. Foreign aid, I don't know what. All that cannot bring prosperity, according to what we discovered. We discovered that in order to ensure prosperity, in Uganda for sure, each adult must engage in the production of a good or a service. Lazima kila mtu ajumulishe kwenye uzalishaji wa mali au huduma. Kila mtu mzima lazima ajishughulikishe. Swahili yangu ni ya kule na kule ya kuomba matoke, sio kama ya pwani. So, if you produce a good or a service and you sell it, but in Uganda we add something else. So when you produce a good or a service, you must do so with echibaro. Echibaro is our Bantu word for hesabu au uchambuzi. Because there is also that problem. Watu wanaweza kuzalisha mali bila uchambuzi wa kutosha, they will not get out of poverty. But the good word for the Bantu is echibaro in our area there. I don't know how they say it in Okubara. Okubara, will it be there to count? Is it there in Luya? Kubara. You say Kubara? Huh? Kwaula. So we say every adult must produce a good or a service with a chibaro. Chibaro, if you say in Swahili, you know we need to help Swahili with the maneno ya kwetu kule bara huko. Because when you say hesabu, I don't know whether it comes out well, whether you say uchambuzi au But if I say to produce a good or a service with a chibaro, oh, everybody understands. Kule kwetu barani. In